Your Excellency the Governor, the Premier of Queensland, the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Senators and members of the University of Queensland Senior Executive, distinguished invited guests. This chamber in which we are gathered was the home of Queensland's upper house, the Legislative Council, until its abolition in 1922. The Honourable Andrew Henry Barlow had been Secretary for Public Instruction in the lower house, the Legislative Assembly, before moving to the Council in 1909. Once a bill to establish the University of Queensland had passed through the Assembly, Barlow introduced it to this place, the House of Review, at 4:10 p.m. on the 16th of November 1909.
President, in moving the second reading of this bill, I must say that I do not intend to indulge in heroics on the subject. The university is either a good thing or an indifferent thing, according to as it meets the wishes and requirements of the people amongst whom it is established. This bill purports to create and endow a University of Queensland on entirely unsectarian lines, and as far as possible, to be on the most up-to-date and liberal lines. The bill has been drafted on the Constitution of the University of Birmingham, which is the most modern form of university known to the world. The government will always have a controlling power of 1/2 of the Senate, which will be the governing body of the university. I cannot say this goes as far as I would like. I should like to see the whole thing put under the charge of the Minister for Public Instruction.
Oh, here.
But I suppose we are obliged to follow to some extent the example of other countries and the other Australian states. Now, President, the endowment of this institution is to be £10,000 a year. After 7 years, the endowment will be reviewed by Parliament.
They may increase it.
Well, they may increase it, but it is to be hoped that in the meantime, a number of colonists, before they go to a higher university, may give benefactions, as in the case of the University of Sydney, which has an income, I think, of £47,000 a year. Probably, before the 7 years are over, honourable members will know that the university will have the effect of reducing the amount which Parliament has to provide. Now, you may well ask, what is going to be done with this £10,000 a year? It's proposed to have, in the first place, 4 professorships, what are called, in the antiquated language of the old country, chairs, and 3 faculties of arts, science and engineering. The Faculty of Arts includes languages, mathematics, law and the teaching of education. The Faculty of Science will include the whole range of chemistry and natural history. The Faculty of Engineering requires no explanation. The £10,000 will be spent in this way. 1 professor at £1,000 per annum, 3 professors at £800 per annum, a registrar at £500. A nice little position for somebody. 10 lecturers, attendants in laboratories, registrar staff, librarian, messengers, caretakers and general expenses. Now, it's to be, as far as possible, a working man's university. It might be something like the Scottish universities, where the students work their own business for part of the year and provide money for their maintenance during the rest of the year. The motto of one of the universities of Scotland is said to be, "We cultivate learning on a little oatmeal." It is very likely that we shall have many lads of high intellectual powers who will cultivate learning on a little oatmeal. There is also provision for a central technical college. And I may say it is of the utmost importance that the technical college and the university should not be divorced from each other. There will be many subjects taught in both university and technical college, and they can be worked into each other. For instance, the theoretical teaching of chemistry may form the subject of lectures in the university, and the demonstrations, the actual exhibition of the various properties of chemical matter, will take place in the laboratory at the technical college. It is quite unnecessary to duplicate those institutions.
President,
It seems to me a reasonable bill for a university on modern lines, and provided the administration gets into the hands of the right people, I think it will be of benefit. I never went to a university, but before I was 15 years of age, I went to the University of Hard Work. However, I believe the university will be an undoubted benefit to the Queensland youth of both sexes, given that Clause 30 provides this Act and all the benefits, advantages and privileges of the university should extend to women equally with men. President, in view of the possible laying of the foundation stone of the university on the 10th of December 1909, I propose to push on with this bill as far as the convenience of the House will allow.
Hear, hear.
The bill was debated over the next 3 weeks.
It seems rather extraordinary that a bill of this kind should have not been introduced for so many years in an intelligent community like the city of Brisbane. It is 35 years since the foundation of the university was first brought before the Queensland Parliament by Sir Charles Lilly. That was in the year 1874. 17 years after that, in 1891, a most important and influential Royal Commission was appointed, of which the Premier of the day, 2 bishops, Supreme Court judges and the headmasters of grammar schools were members to bring up a report on the matter. Again, the thing fizzled out and nothing was done. We have waited 18 years since then and nothing was done until the present Kidston government took the matter up. And it is very much to their credit that they have brought forward this bill. The old adage applies here, better late than never. In South Australia and the other southern states, they established their universities long ago.
Even in Tasmania.
Yes, even in Tasmania, they have a university. In connection with the establishment of a university in Queensland, I feel rather disappointed about one matter, and that is that a faculty of medicine is not to be included at the commencement. It seems to me that a university which does not include medicine in its faculties is very incomplete.
Yeah.